Hello everyone, ScienceSpot is a podcast that shines a spotlight on the latest scientific technology from Japan. Your host is Ren from SciTalk. Have you ever used a smartphone app to take photos of rare creatures you spotted in town and posted them? Well, it turns out that this simple act of posting could potentially contribute significantly to biodiversity conservation, a crucial effort for the future of our planet. Today on SciencePod, we'll dive into the cutting edge of citizen science, exploring the surprising impact of incentives on our behavior based on the latest research from Osaka University. First, biodiversity refers to the rich individuality of living organisms or Earth and the connection between them. It's considered at three levels: ecosystems, species, and genes. And biodiversity conservation aims to protect these natural systems and pass them on the future generation. Why is that so important? Because humans are also in part of the nature's intricate web, and the loss of biodiversity can destabilize the very foundation of our lives. To protect this biodiversity, accurate information on where, what kind of species, and how many are living is essential. Traditionally, surveys have been conducted mainly by experts, but this requires an enormous amount of time and effort. This is where citizen science comes into play, and citizen science is an activity where ordinary citizens, who are not professional scientists, participate in scientific research. Especially with smartphone apps, there's a great potential to collect the very amount of observation data from people nationwide efficiently. However, how can we encourage a large number of people to continue posting photos through apps? This is where the design of incentives, methods to encourage participation, becomes crucial. Previously, the impact of incentives like monetary rewards or donations to environmental organizations on people's behavior has been discussed mainly theoretically. But there have been very few large-scale experimental studies using real-world posting behavior globally. And our research team, led by specially appointed professor from Osaka Universities and the National Institute for Environmental Studies, provided an answer to this important question. This conducted a large-scale demonstration experiment in cooperation with Biome Inc., which operates the Biome Creature Collection app. In this experiment, 830 apps users who agreed to participate were randomly divided into three groups. The first, the donation-based incentive group. For each post, 10 yen was donated to an environmental organization. Second, the monetary incentive group. For each post, a monetary coupon worth 10 yen was given. And third, the control group received no incentives at all. The posting behavior of each group was then compared. The results were incredibly interesting. First, the monetary incentive group, the number of posts significantly increased. This might be easy to imagine. If you make an effort to post, you get a direct benefit. On the other hand, in the donation-based incentive group, no significant increase in the total number of posts was observed. However, a crucial discovery was made here. This group showed a tendency to increase the proportion of rare species posts. What does this mean? It indicates that the type of incentive has the potential to change not only the quantity of posting behavior, but also its content. That's the key finding of this research. Let's use an analogy from fishing. The monetary incentive is like a reward system where you are told, "We'll pay you for every fish you catch, no matter what kind, just bring us a lot." In this scenario, you'd probably aim for common, easy to catch fish to maximize your quantity. As a result, many fish are collected. In contrast, the donation-based incentive is similar to being told, if you catch an endangered or specific rare fish, your achievement will contribute to environmental protection. In this case, you might not catch many fish, but you'd likely ignore common fish and actively seek out rare ones. When you successfully catch a rare fish, the sense of accomplishment and contributing to society becomes the driving force behind your action. This study precisely demonstrated this behavioral change, the quantity versus quality, on a large scale in a real-world citizen science setting, making it a real study globally. And this research finding provides a concrete guidelines on how to promote information gathering activities for biodiversity conservation. For example, when national and local governments design monitoring activities in collaboration with citizens, they can now potentially collect data more efficiently by tailoring incentives to their objectives. If they want to gather as much data as possible, monetary incentives might be effective. If they want to collect information on rare species, donation-based incentive might be the way to go. Furthermore, this insight follows insignificant implication for businesses. By providing the funds for these incentives, companies can encourage consumer posting behavior, which in turn contributes to biodiversity conservation as part of their corporate social responsibility efforts. This represents a highly realistic and promising avenue for private companies to actively participate in biodiversity conservation. That's all for today's SciencePod. This podcast is broadcast daily on weekday morning in both Japanese and English. I hope today's discovery has given you a new perspective on how we can all contribute to biodiversity conservation through citizen science, even just a little. I'd love for you to listen to the podcast and post your notes and thoughts with the hashtag SciencePod. See you next time.